Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Monsterverse Adventures. If you're here and you have not listened to any of these episodes, head on over to season 1, episode 1. Also, there will be major spoilers for Godzilla vs. Kong, so listen at thy own risk. And yes, my voice is higher because this is my actual voice, and I'm not trying to sound low. Rodan and Mothra tense their muscles in anticipation, ready for a fight. The kaiju in front of them growls and clenches his fists. Time slows down as Rodan lowers his head threateningly.
So you guys are just gonna stand there, or are you gonna make a reservation or book a room?
The kaiju says. Hello. Actually, we're here to talk to you.
I guess that. I'm the owner of...
No, we need to talk to you about Godzilla.
Okay.
So, you're Kong? The one who defied the alien?
No, just Kong is fine.
I'm Mothra, and this
I know who you are.
Kong says, walking back inland, past a line of trees and rock. Mothra and Rodan stare at each other and then quickly follow him. So you've heard about Godzilla?
Nope, I mind my own business.
I get that, but I don't think that's an option right now.
Oh?
Yes, unfortunately, we need your help. Kong keeps walking at a leisurely pace, moving trees to the side as he walks on. Rodan is actually getting annoyed, sensing that this kaiju wants nothing to do with them or Godzilla. We wouldn't have come all the way here if we weren't out of options.
Oh? So I suppose I'm obligated to comply?
Not at all. We're asking you because all of the humans...
Very confusing creatures, I know. They take some getting used to, but I grew up around them and they're not so bad. It depends on what breed they are, though. Some of them are just downright psychotic.
Rodan rolls his eyes and leans over to whisper to Mothra as they walk behind Kong. They're wasting our time. This fool has no intention on helping us. We need more time. A blind bat. You see that he doesn't want to help. Either that or he's a coward. Makes sense why he only stays on this stupid little island. Yes, well, unfortunately, we're out of options, Rodan. We need this to work, or we can just let nature take its course. I mean, I'm interested to see what his rooms are like, though. Probably got some poisonous spiders to give you massages and handjobs while cooking for you at the same time. Gross. That's what you came up with? I've heard rumors. Sure you did. Kong is still talking and leans back for a quick second to try and catch what the two new strangers are saying.
Since you guys are having such a wonderful conversation with each other on my time at that, why don't you try out the green polyp room? It's perfect for new couples.
Oh my god. Can we not do that? Yes, please. I do not need that kind of news going around. Mothra's heart drops. She doesn't know why. It's not like she likes Rodan anymore. Her infatuation with him was fleeting, and that's all it was. Maybe her body needs time to catch up with her brain. Kong just stares at the pair of them, blinks rapidly, turns back around and continues walking and says,
If you say so.
So, Kong, the thing is... Oh my god. Rodan glares at Mothra fleetingly before directing his gaze towards the subject of her surprise. The only one who doesn't look surprised is Kong.
Oh yeah, that.
Kong continues to walk between two tall metal beams with interlocking fasteners. As Mothra and Rodan pan to the left and right, they realize that there is some kind of wall. No, a dome that is being built over Skull Island, or at least a large portion of it. Kong?
It's a precaution. Ever since what's happened when I was younger, with those nasty villains coming out of my home and stuff and making a mess of things, some of my friends decided to try and make things safer.
By building a wall? A dome. Even worse.
They've been at it for many years, and they're almost finished.
Why now, though?
Safety stuff.
Yeah, I call bullshit. You're gonna be able to leave when you want, right? Kong thinks for a minute.
Why wouldn't I?
Mothra doesn't remember ever having been on Skull Island, but for some reason, it feels familiar. Rodan looks over ahead at the sky. It gives him the heebie-jeebies. What is wrong with the sky? Kong ignores him and leads them to the green polyp room. In the green polyp room, the air is sweet and there's a swaying pink curtain made from petals elegantly and lazily dancing in the wind. This is a beautiful room.
I know you guys say you're not a couple, but if any of you decide to bring someone, this room has the most romantic air of all the lower tier levels.
I mean...
Oh, it only costs 28 tons of blue scales.
Jesus Christ.
What's that now?
Nothing.
Tell you what, I'll let you guys stay for the first night free.
Wow, how nice of you. Oh, Kong, we couldn't.
Just this once to feel it out.
Mothra smiles uneasily at Kong, who smiles back. Nighttime falls, and Mothra is laying, looking up at the sky. Rodan was reading some adventure story on some thin rock slates.
I think he made these.
It's so peaceful here. Rodan rolls over to face Mothra.
You really think so? I can hear the humans from miles away.
I don't mind them. They're so small, they just blend in with the background noise of the environment. It almost feels like they belong here. I mean, this is a great getaway place, but I can understand why some place like this would make someone feel lonely, especially if they're the last of their kind.
It's not like anybody forced him to stay here.
I know. It gets kind of chilly here too, but the air is very fresh.
Girl, you and I have two different senses of smell. I already feel like the air is stagnant. I don't know what you're smelling, but I smell something completely different.
It's no different than the hollow earth. It's literally just recycled air. The vegetation here provides a different level of freshness.
Yeah, but this place wasn't designed to have a large human-made dome hanging around it. It's sad that the guy doesn't even realize the humans are trapping him in here.
Maybe he wants to stay trapped.
I don't know anybody that would want to feel trapped. I would rather kill myself.
Mothra looks over at Rodan in the dark. The insect choir in the background matches with the mood. She feels serene. She waits for Rodan to look at her, which he does.
What?
Mothra smiles at him. I'm sorry I'd hit you.
I wanted to kill you.
I know. Mothra moves closer to him in a moment of bravery, just snuggling under his wing. Rodan just holds his wing out stiffly as if he's uncomfortable. Mothra could tell that he was not expecting that. Are you afraid of me?
Can I be straight with you?
Rodan, we're not doing anything. It's cold and you're warm. That's all this is.
Okay.
Rodan uses his free right wing to cover his midsection, a mound growing there he doesn't want Mothra to see. Mothra smiles, knowing the effect she's having on him. Rodan swallows, and Mothra, with her head resting on his chest, feels his heart beating fast. I'm glad we're friends. This whole journey has been so stressful.
A little bit.
Feels good to slow down for a little while. Rodan can feel her front leg caressing his chest. His blood gets hot. He wants to touch her as well, and does not like the vulnerable position he's in on his back. He gently but firmly pushes Mothra off to the side and gets up and stretches.
Oh, we need some sleep.
Mothra rolls her eyes. Why does she feel like she was just rejected? Hey, let's take a walk. I'm sure this place looks so beautiful and different at night.
I mean, how would you be able to see anything with your bright glowing wings?
Look at my wings right now. They're not glowing. Rodan picks up another comic on the rocks.
Well, it seems like a good idea. You should go take a walk and cool yourself off for a bit.
What?
Go take a walk.
Come with me.
Nah, I think you're warm enough.
As Rodan goes back to reading, Mothra's heart sinks into her feet. Rodan, who seems to be content and just sitting down and reading, makes her feel frustrated. She sadly and annoyed and frustratingly walks away from the green polyp room. What she doesn't realize is that Rodan's heart was still beating hard. Rodan had a massive heart-on, and things were getting too tense. If she had been any other girl, he would have banged her already. This was a very complicated situation, and he had made mistakes like this in the past that ruined friendships. He didn't want to risk his friendship with Godzilla, and he knew all too well how easy it was to make one mistake. He knew it would feel good, and in his mind he would obsess over how tightly she would fit around him. But he knew that he would regret the moment with everything that would come after. He found himself being furious with Mothra because of the effect that she had on him. Mothra slowly walks through the foliage, smelling the air and wishing Rodan had been with her. Then she seethes with anger. Why does she care about him anyway? She spots Kong sitting by a glowing pool. He seems to be feeding some kind of fish in the water, and she only recognizes them to be fish because they're glowing as well, and she could see the outline of their bodies darting to and fro as he drops food. Hey there, stranger. Kong turns around.
Oh, hey there back. Are you enjoying your stay?
Was she? She didn't really know how to answer. It's not like Kong needs to know all her business. It's gorgeous here, even at night.
You don't know the half of it.
May I?
Yeah, of course.
Mothra momentarily opens up her wings to get more comfortable and sits beside Kong. He hands her some of the fish food, these very tiny berries that pulsate different colors. Mothra is entranced by them. She looks up at Kong. Kong smiles. He enjoys watching the wonder in the eyes of others when they've seen something for the first time.
They're fruit berries from that tall tree over there. They make their berries look like eggs by having tiny tendrils moving around in them. You can see through them, and some of the flying creatures eat it. This way, the trees can grow all over the island.
Wow. Mothra looks closer at the berry on the tip of her leg and tilts her head to the side. It looks like a fetus is in there. That's amazing.
It's an illusion. It's mimicry, but quite the flattering kind.
Mothra smiles at the gentle giant. He's so large, but he's so kind. Part of her wonders if he even has it in him to battle Godzilla. Kong tosses the berries in the water, and the glowing fish quickly churn the water to fight amongst themselves and devour the berries. Mothra giggles with joy. She tosses her berries in too.
Look at the red one.
Oh my god, he almost ate the other one!
I know. That one is Fire Tread.
He's so greedy.
It really is. He used to be the weakest fish in the pond, and now he's the boss man.
Kong smiles with Mothra. She sits and listens happily as Kong tells her all the names of the respective fish in the pond.
Your wings are really pretty, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you make them glow on command?
Yeah. Before it was uncontrollable, but now I can make them glow on command, or if I'm, like, really emotional. She was going to say in the throes of passion, but that would have been way too inappropriate. Kong smiles at her and looks into the sky that has been filtered through the dome.
Mothra, I want to show you something.
Sure. Kong lets out a strange cry. The only way Mothra can describe it is that it sounds like Mothra rubbing her legs together. After he makes that noise, he slaps a hollow piece of wood. They wait for a minute, and then Kong tells Mothra to follow him. In a part of the forest, they stop. Mothra can see human equipment all over the place. And there was tiny movement from the shadows. There's a light that automatically comes on, and a small figure lurks forward.
This is Gia.
Oh. Mothra smiles, and she kneels lower to come face to face with a young female human child. She's so small.
Yeah, she's like my family.
Mothra watches as the young human child and Kong wave their hands around in funny motions. Kong then laughs quietly. Mothra is quite confused.
She says your head looks like a pair of glasses.
What?
Yeah.
Is that how you guys talk to each other?
Yeah, she taught me. She said she has to go, and it was nice meeting you.
Mothra smiles at Gia. Mothra vibrates, and the little girl gasps and smiles. Kong is befuddled. As Gia leaves, he looks at Mothra.
What just happened? You said something to her, but you didn't move your legs.
I didn't need to.
You have to show me how you do that.
Kong, what's really going on with the dome? Why are the humans building this over your island?
There was a bad storm. It's exactly what I said, at least I think so. I actually learned how to speak some human from Gia because I wanted to understand why humans were coming here and who was good and who was bad.
Storm?
Yeah, the island is becoming unstable. I feel alone because I feel like this is a natural cyclical thing, but...
But what?
I have no family to tell me whether or not this is normal, and now the humans are part of everything. And humans that lived here were basically my family. They were directly Gia's family. The storm killed them.
Oh no. Kong, I'm so sorry.
She and I are the same. She's the last of her kind, and I'm the last of mine.
Did humans build a dome to protect you?
Partly to protect the island, but also to keep people out. They've been here for a while.
Kong hands his head and looks into his hands.
I hate it here. It feels way smaller now. On one hand, I want the humans here, but on the other hand, sometimes it feels too loud.
Mothra goes over to him and places one of her front legs on his shoulder. You know, I had humans once. I feel a strong connection with them, but sometimes, especially nowadays, it seems hard to find that connection. You need a special person or people like what you and Gia have. Rodan wakes up. He didn't even feel himself nod off, and as he gets up to take a piss, he sees something glowing in the distance. Stealthily, he flies over closer to the area and lands atop a rock covered in mossy growths. He sees Mothra and Kong, Mothra's front leg on Kong's shoulder, and them smiling at each other. They then hug for a while. Rodan growls. His heart burns with jealousy. His head is telling him that he has no right to feel this way, but his heart is raging. He flies back to the polyp room with purpose. He walks past it to the night bar and sees a large crocodilian female sipping her sorrows away. Rodan walks up next to her. She looks over at him, already tipsy. Rodan, with fire in his eyes and a burning desire, looks at her. Neither of them say anything, but their expressions convey everything that they want to know. In the next moment, back at the room Rodan and Mothra were staying in, Rodan is rocking the Croc Girl's world, as if trying to fuck his feelings away. Mothra and Kong are silent for a while.
Mothra?
Yes?
I can't help you with Godzilla.
Mothra moans and sighs. We should get some more berries and feed the fish some more.
A nightcap for the fishes.
Yep. It's kind of cathartic.
Why do you think I do it?
Mothra doesn't want to ruin the enchantment, and she hopes Kong will change his mind somehow. She has a feeling all hope is lost. The last thing she wants to do is put somebody else in a position where they would have to sacrifice themselves unwillingly. Ralph, her late wolf kaiju friend, almost got himself killed, and in the end, he died anyway because she couldn't save him. That day haunts her. She feels as though that haunting will last forever. The melody of the flying creatures of Skull Island ride on the wind and into Mothra's ears. She opens her eyes and stretches her magnificent wings with delight.
You're finally awake. I was about to pour water in your face.
Well, good morning to you, too. Mothra looks around the room. It looks like there'd been a struggle. She looks at Rodan and he smirks, but has a strange look in his eye. He uses some water from some cup leaves above him to pour on his face.
So, did you have fun last night?
I did, actually. I met with Kong. He's actually very kind.
Uh-huh. I bet.
Mothra tilts her head in confusion. What was with the cold shoulder? Was Rodan always like this in the morning? She hears a deep knocking sound on the earth outside her room. A female ostrich-looking kaiju with a reptilian tail peeks in. I'm sorry. I need this room ready for another reservation.
Always fine, honey. We're leaving.
Rodan heads out and Mothra follows. They meet with Kong near to the shore.
Mothra! Rodan! I hope you guys enjoyed your night here. It looks like you enjoyed yours.
Mothra uses one of her back legs to kick Rodan.
Don't fucking kick me.
Don't do that right now.
Well, with your little day last night, did you at least get him to agree? Guys?
Rodan rolls his eyes and faces Kong.
Stop wasting our time, monkey. Are you going to help us or not? With Godzilla? No. Of course you aren't.
Rodan, can I speak to you real quick? Mothra pulls Rodan off to the side. What are you doing?
I'm going to chase.
That's not how you win someone over.
Well, you would know.
Look, I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to leave that attitude at the door.
Fuck that. Don't talk down on me.
We came here in the hopes that ogre boy over there would help us. Meanwhile, you're catching fireflies with them. What would Godzilla say? Mothra folds her legs. What would Godzilla say about the way you're acting with me? Rodan takes a pause for a quick moment because it almost seems as though Mothra's threatening him. He narrows his eyes.
Yeah. What would he say?
Look, none of this matters because he won't help us anyway. He's not gonna fight Godzilla.
Of course he isn't. Like I said, waste of time.
Rodan walks away in a tiff from Mothra and back to Kong.
You know, you large excuse for a hairy-ass human, you claim to be all high and mighty, yet the Queen of Monsters is asking you for help, and you just turned your back on her. Look, Godzilla is the king of his realm, so it's very out of place for me to go and do
damn straight,
because you're a bitch.
Rodan!
I'm a what now, well done turkey? I said you a bitch, Tarzan.
The two large kaiju charge each other. Rodan, no! Rodan gallops on all fours before rising onto his hind legs in mid-run, flapping his wings to propel himself forward and bending his head like a ram before headbutting Kong straight into the chest. Kong grabs onto his horns after the headbutt and attempts to pull them apart. Rodan roars in pain. He's never fought an enemy with large arms like this. Quickly realizing his weakness, Rodan, utilizing his sharp beak, pecks forward into Kong's midsection, narrowly missing his groin. Rodan's horns slip out from Kong's grasp. Rodan leaps backwards, using his powerful wings to gain distance from Kong. Kong roars angrily. Rodan roars back and shoots into the air forcefully, gaining altitude fast before diving backwards and making himself as aerodynamic as possible. Like a torpedo, his beak is headed straight for Kong's head. Right before Rodan pierces Kong, Kong grabs a tree and smashes it straight into Rodan's face. The flying fire kaiju can feel his head swimming. Next thing he knows, he's on the ground eating dust. Mothra is flying towards him. Rodan, don't! Kong, no! Kong is now on all fours, galloping towards Rodan, who is laying on his stomach trying to focus his vision. Right before Kong gains on him, Rodan senses Kong's position behind him and quickly rolls onto his back while using his wings to slam Kong with a face full of dirt and rocks. Kong feels the burn as the debris assaults his eyes. Rubbing his face, he is totally vulnerable. Rodan doesn't miss a beat and rights himself immediately. Pushing off with his hind legs, Rodan body tackles Kong. Kong falls backwards, and in that same motion, before hitting the floor, kicks Rodan square in the stomach. As Kong falls, he grabs the closest object to him, a rock. Using his long arm, he easily reaches Rodan, who was at his feet attempting to recover, and crashes it into Rodan's head. Rodan, despite how determined he is to win the fight, realizes his body is betraying him, when all he can see is the sky shooting by him like credits at the end of a movie in fast forward. And then there's an abrupt stop where everything is upside down, including Mothra. Rodan! Oh my god, stop it now! Both of you, please!
I'm sorry, but
stop! Rodan hears Mothra's voice as though it were coming from a bubble. His heart is throbbing loudly, and his head is swimming violently. He wants to still fight. What's the point? Mothra helps him up, and he shoves her off. Embarrassed and angry, Rodan shakes his head and dusts out his wings by flapping them.
You have some nerve coming to my home and picking a fight with me, bird.
You have some nerve thinking that you're a king.
I never said I was. And even if I did, a good king always mans his castle.
Rodan grimaces and growls at Kong and then quickly turns on Mothra, who is rubbing his back.
That is the last time I'm going to tell you. Do not touch me.
Rodan. But before Mothra can finish her sentence, Rodan leaps into the air like a rocket and flies away. Mothra looks forlornly at Kong, who shakes his head.
I'm so sorry. I have other people to think about now.
Mothra assumes he's speaking about the little female human child called Gia. That's exactly the reason why you need to help us. And with that, Mothra flies away as well.